Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Jennifer Scrapping Cane. Today I'm sharing an 8.5 by 11 layout, and I'm going to use some Vicki Boutin stash. This is Where to Next, which is one of her travel collections. And I have these cute little houses, which I think are so cute. They're actually a hotel, restaurant, bakery, and there's one other one. Um, but I'm going to scrapbook a food layout. Not something I usually do, but I decided that I wanted this one to go in my album. This is a picture of my food that I ordered. Plus, I'm going to include on the tag that pulls out a photo of Blake Shelton's bar in Las Vegas. And it was around the same place that we went and ate that night. So I'm going to go ahead and include it, and then I'm going to place it in my album. So this is not one that will go in my son's album. This will actually go in my album. And I decided to play with a different travel collection. So here I have the travel thickers. I end up not actually using these. I think they get set to the side and I kind of forget about them, but it's okay. I really didn't need them after all. That paper there has polka dots, black polka dots. I'm going to use it as my background. These little tags, the peach colored one down at the bottom that I pointed to, it shows like a restaurant and then, or a serving plate, I guess. And then the black one I'm going to use for the Blake Shelton pull-out tag. This one here over on the bottom left corner, you can see it says, maybe you can't see, it's a bright yellow and it says favorites. So I'm going to use that to write down some of my favorite things that I saw in Las Vegas while I was there. We did not get a whole lot of photos. I just didn't take a whole lot of photos. It was very crowded and very busy. So every once in a while I snapped a few, but you can always just write them down of the ones you liked, and you know, so that's what I'm going to do. So here I'm stacking up the stickers on top of the ephemera piece. The ephemera piece is a little bit bigger than the stickers, but it really just helps them pop a little bit off of the layout and it gives it a different look instead of just using the little ephemera piece that Vicki includes in the collection as one piece. I cut it apart and then I put the stickers on top. And there was 5 on the ephemera piece. One of them I tossed. It was just a little building. I ended up not using it and just going with the 4. And then I'm going to add palm trees right in the middle because, like I said, my son was obsessed with palm trees. So I want to go ahead and add those since I'm not quite sure how many layouts I'll actually put in my album for this vacation. But I definitely want to remember the palm tree little obsession. So I wanted to put the palm trees on this layout. And I thought it looked kind of cute in between the buildings on this little strip at the bottom. And then I'm going to put that little ephemera piece that says Happy Street. It was actually on Fremont Street, which is a little bit like Weirdo Street. There's some crazy people out there at night, but in all honesty, we didn't see a whole lot of those people. We saw a lot of singing and dancing and music, and we ate the best uh, tacos and carne asada fries, which is what I ordered. Oh, they were so good. So that's why I took a picture of them and I wanted to put that in my album. So here I'm doing the photo. I mounted on 2 pieces of paper. One is like a blue text paper. It almost looks white. And then the yellow paper, which is the same one that's behind the black and white flowers at the bottom. And then that peach one, I ended up covering up the bottom part of it anyways. But I did find a little sticker on a sticker sheet that was from Vicki. Everything on here is from Vicki's collections, whether it came from Where to Next or one of her other collections. I don't really know, but most of it is Where to Next. So here I'm adding in, I believe it says, what does it say? On the menu is what I added on that little yellow tag over there also. And then, like I said, the fork, the plate, and the knife. This little bus pass is green, so it matched because it was color wise. And then I went with the 5 stars since, like I said, they were the best carne asada fries. And I'm gonna pop up that whole thing, the tag, the little tag, and the photo mat, so that I can place the black and white tag behind it, along with that little favorites card, and then another piece of the black and white flowers. So the black and white flowers will pop up at the top. And like I said, I just have a picture of Blake Shelton's bar. I didn't get to go in the bar since obviously I had my 13-year-old son with me, and I'm not really a person for the bars anyways, but I love Blake Shelton, so I wanted to take a picture of his bar. And I put a little tag on it that says, "You're my favorite." It does have a little place left for journaling, which I will write on there. And then there's also a place for the date up at the top on that card. And then, like I said, the back says my personal favorites, and I can write on that tag. There is a close up of that tag in the close up photos. You'll be able to see that a little bit closer. These, um, these little clips, there was 2 of them, and they were almost the same size. They kind of sort of line up. But I thought it was kind of cute just to put the little clip on it instead of string, so that's what I did. And now I'm adding stars all around the layout. And these stars are not from Where to Next. I believe they came from Storyteller, which means they're probably 3 years old, if I have to guess, or so, maybe 5. I don't know. Storyteller is pretty far, or one of her older collections, but either way, that's what they're from. And I added those. I'm going to add those puffy stars all over. I didn't use them all, but I did use quite a few of them. And I did have 2 sheets. I'm not sure if 2 sheets came in the pack or I had 2 packages. But either way, and hold it up here so you get a little closer look, and then I will have some close-ups because I am done. I did go and add a couple more stars down by the hotels, as you can see in the close-ups. And like I said, this was a layout for my album, and I really enjoy using Vicki Boutin's products, so I love the way this turned out. And here in a minute, you'll see the tag. There's the black side with the old red restaurant or bar. And then I also showed the yellow side. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video tomorrow. Bye!